pizzas with pineapples on it. It's not everybody's choice.
Can I turn off the mic?
And you've heard them on the 947 Top 40 powered by CTM. They've charted across the world. They've rocked crowds as well. And this hit after hit, this Milan-based group is officially in the building. And they've shown us time and time again that they're a force to be reckoned with. I'm talking about from Grammy nominations to working with some of your favorites, and my favorites too, such as Becky Hill, Dermot Kennedy, Ed Sheeran, just to name a few. Joburg, prepare yourself to be blown away tonight. I've been talking about Calabash since about 10 a.m. this morning. We've been playing your artists in between that. I've given you some Ava Max. Maroon 5 is going to be on stage. Keen, as well as the likes of Loyiso, Will Lindley. Shekinah's also on the lineup, but it's official. Medusa is in the building. And they're officially in the building. We've got Luca and Matteo. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
Hi, we're good.
Hi,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Well, first of all, welcome to South Africa and welcome to 947.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. You guys recently landed in Joburg. You just did the Calabash Cape Town leg of the event. Today, you're going to be doing Joburg. How have you found South Africa thus far? Have you tried any of our local cuisines?
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely, I have to say that everything is really good. I'm being honest. It's really, really good. We're having a good time this week in South Africa. Cape Town crowd was amazing. Yesterday we went to the safari. So we're spending a good time. I'm really looking forward to see the crowd tonight.
Yeah, you know, the beautiful part about South Africa is that you get to see the city, you get to see the urbanized section of it, and then under the same umbrella, 45 minutes later, you find yourself in a safari and you think to yourself, is this the same country I'm in?
Yeah, right. And it was an amazing experience. It was just like being in a National Geographic documentary.
Exactly.
It was crazy experience of my life.
Okay, let's first address the one big thing. If you happen to come across pizzas with pineapples on it, it's not everybody's choice. We don't endorse it, and not everybody here is a fan of it.
Can I turn off the mic?
Look, we're a predominantly English radio station, so if you do say anything Italian, it's fine. We'll just tell them we didn't know what you said. You're definitely on the safe side. Look, you guys have been around for a while, making phenomenal music, and it's just been dominating the charts. The big question I wanted to ask, working with guys like Dermot Kennedy and the likes of Ed Sheeran and Hosea, who broke onto the scene with Take Me to Church, you asked them, let's work on something. Let's work on something completely different to what you've been delivering to the music market. And here's what we as Medusa want to give you. How has the creative process worked out?
It's basically, when we write new music, we always try to collaborate with artists that are coming from a different world than dance music to create something different, something unique. And collaborating with these artists like Hosea, Dermot Kennedy, Ed Sheeran, it's something because they don't know, they're not used to write dance music because it's totally different, and they have fun in doing that. And we have fun too because we are learning a few things from them, obviously, because they are legend in this world. For example, with Dermot Kennedy, happened that we started remixing one of his, probably his first song, that was Power Over Me. And we noticed that his voice was sounding perfectly on dance music, on our sound. And so that's why we decided to ask the label to get in contact with him. And he was excited about the idea, and then Paradise came in. It was pandemic time, but so we were not in the studio together for that time. But for example, like with the Hosea and Ed Sheeran, was an amazing time with John Legend too.
Yeah.
So they're great, and it's been a great experience.
Now, Becky Hill is another big name. I'm a huge fan of Becky Hill since the days of when she did Gecko, and that's when she broke onto the scene. I'm assuming with her it was more of a smooth transition. You said, listen, this is what we do, and she just jumped on it.
I'll be honest, she was recording Lose Control just lying on the sofa with the mic, singing the top line. So she was so comfortable in singing that part, because I mean, she's a legend in dance music.
Yeah.
And it was funny too, because we create Lose Control in just half of a day. With her, it was so easy.
Wowzers. Now, let's talk about some local artists. Have you come across anybody who you'd like to work with? Because most recently, we've had the likes of Loyiso teaming up with Martin Garrix on a song that's on the top 40. Is there anybody that you've heard and you've said, we need to talk to the record label and they need to make it happen?
Yeah, I've been after our set in Cape Town. There was Loizo, and it was a great show. Honestly, I was really excited and surprised, and I've been there for the entire show, and we are in contact with them, so might be coming something in the future with them or with some other artists. We really love the amapiano style.
Oh yes,
so that's so inspiring for us.
No, that is definitely global though. So let's talk more about Medusa. You guys come together, you form a group, you make music together. You perform at a couple of gigs, and then somewhere along your musical journey, you realize that you're performing along the likes of David Guetta, Tiesto, Carl Cox. And you take a step back and you say to yourself, we're no longer just an act, we're a headliner now. Can you recall when that kind of like mindset sets in and makes you say, we're a big force to be reckoned with?
Hard to say, honestly.
Let me be honest. We are not, in my mind, we are not in that point yet. So we are, they're in this industry since 25 years.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work we still have to do and still have to learn before getting to that level. So every time we feel blessed because we have a good relationship, especially with David. We're friends. We spend a residency in Ibiza together every year. But every time there's still something that we have to learn from them. And being obviously in a festival like with Maroon 5, with Ava Max and Keen, and bringing house music, for us, it's a great step. But we still don't think that we are headline big like that.
Very, very humble, by the way. Very humble. I mean, you guys are going to be performing at a capacity sold out crowd of possibly 98,000. So I think for me, when you mention Medusa, Ava Max, Maroon 5, and the likes of Keen, you guys are definitely a heavyweight.
Thank you.
I've got Matteo and Luca in the building. We're chatting all thing Medusa. We're chatting about music. We're chatting about their progress. First time in South Africa, checking out the safari. Definitely not trying our pizza with pineapple. That's a no. It's always a thing. I mean, I've got friends from Italy, and I always tell them, I'm like, and they never know.
Everyone around the world brings pineapple to our house every time.
But what we need to do is we need to find out who's the culprit that came up with this.
I don't know, honestly.
We need to find out.
I don't know. Honestly, it's
something that surprised me is that, and I mean, like, we were chatting about early on, the being as heavyweights as David Guetta and the likes of Carl Cox, and you guys said, look, we've still got a couple of more years to go, but you guys are currently the most streamed Italian artist in the history of music in the house genre, and obviously in the whole of Italy as well. That's absolutely massive. And you guys are the resident DJs for AC Milan, the performance.
Yeah, honestly, we love to be in. Every game is like a magic moment for us. So we grew up with AC Milan. So the big names, big player.
Connecting that music and passion it's always great, especially if you support the same team. So it's every time a magical occasion when we meet them, and then now we are friends with some of the players, and it's always great to talk with them about music and to see them come into some shows too.
Yeah. Now tell me, is everybody in the group an AC Milan supporter, or has anybody ventured towards Inter?
Just our manager, so it's hard relationship like that.
Yeah, our manager Serge. It's a supporter of Inter, but I mean, it's a good time for them, but it's not gonna get.
Could have been worse. He could have said he was a Juve supporter, which would have even made it worse.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
Now, obviously, you guys being a huge football supporters as well, the stadium where you guys are going to be playing tonight, it's an iconic venue for us. Ironically, during the World Cup, we called it the Calabash, because if you've driven past the stadium on the outside, it looks like a melting pot of nations, and we've absolutely loved it. I prefer the name Calabash but you know how it normally goes. When there's a sponsor, then that's the stadium that we call it. Nonetheless, though, this is the same place where Spain won their first World Cup in 2010. This was the first time that a FIFA World Cup goal was scored on African soil, and this was the first time we ever got to host a tournament. So this is a very iconic venue for you guys. I mean, both from a musical perspective and from a footballing perspective as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, loving football, we're just touring this stadium because we did another stadium in the world too, and it's a great experience because when you enter the pitch, it's just like living as a football player.
Yes.
That moment when you go into the pitch in the final, and full of people like just screaming and waiting for you, it's exciting, and it's good because obviously we're still working with the UEFA too. Because we wrote the anthem with One Republic and Kim Petras for the next Euro tournament in Europe, in Germany.
Yeah.
So for us, football and music are going on the same level. Luckily, yeah.
Now, I ask this question again. Are you sure you're not on the same level as David Guetta? When you're writing songs for UEFA, when you're dominating stadiums, when you're selling out, I mean, you guys recently did a Vegas residency as well.
Yeah, we are. This is the third year we are in Vegas with the residency. We changed. Now we are working with Zouk, and it's going to be for exciting 2 years because we have a residency for the next 2 years, and Vegas is different than the rest of the world. It's a different feeling. It's a different crowd, but it's also exciting.
Yeah, speaking of Zouk, I mean, I follow them on Instagram and I see every weekend it's a crazy lineup. It's you guys, it's Tiesto, sometimes it's G-Eazy, it's Jack Harlow. It's what we would get at a massive festival, and for them, it's what they would get every other weekend.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Vegas, it's all about that.
Vegas is like that.
It's absolutely crazy. So, okay, future plans, album on the way. You mentioned the fact that there's new music with Euro on the way. Is there new residencies? Is Ibiza on the cards once again? What can we expect from Medusa?
Let me be honest, during this week we're working on different project because we've been inspired by this amapiano and house music that it's becoming really big in the world, to be honest. And we are working on a few different projects this week too, and then we have some new tracks coming on our club label Aeterna. Then the One Republic and Kim Petras track, but we have also a couple of other radio stuff coming later in
remixes
too. So it's a great exciting year. 2024, it's gonna be busy.
Lovely. That's exactly what we want to hear. Luca and Matteo, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. All the best for Calabash. I did mention this off air and I'm going to say it on air. If you think Cape Town knows how to party, you have no idea. Joburg is the capital. Joburg is where we lose our minds.
Great. Can't wait.
There we go. That's Medusa in the building with me on the 947 Top 40 powered by CTM.